Hi, this is Russ Jeffers from mobileburn.com and AndroidAuthority.com, and here I've got the HTC Wildfire. You can see there, this is a pre-production unit, so obviously the box is just blank, so some of the contents of the box may vary slightly. As you can see, first of all, on top we've got the Wildfire itself. A pretty handsome looking device, looks like a couple of HTC's previous Android devices. Just bring in, I've got a HTC Desire here. You can see they're quite similar from the front, and the rear of the Wildfire looks a bit like the HD2 with this different centre panel here. We'll come to that a bit more in a minute. Just have a look what we've got in the box first of all. Firstly, we've got the UK power adapter plug. As you can see, there's no part on the back. That's because it plugs into this part, which is the main part of the adapter. It seems to be coming with all the latest HTC phones, this type of adapter, compared to their old square sort of brick type adapter. And as you see, that just plugs straight into there, and then you just twist, and that forms the plug. As you can see, it's a USB style plug as well, so literally all you do is plug that into the wall, get your USB cable out, which can also be used for connected to a computer obviously, and you just stick one end in the bottom of the plug there, like that, and the other end here can go straight into the side of the phone. You can see there's a micro USB port on the side there, and that just plugs straight in like that to charge. Easy peasy. Lastly, we've got the headset. You can see a pretty plasticky headset that would fall out of my ears personally. I'm not sure about yours. We do have a inline remote though, by the looks of it. Yeah, there's a button on there for answering calls and ending calls and stuff like that. And on the back we've just got a microphone there, as you can see. 3.5mm headphone port as well, so you can use your own headphones if you wish. And that just plugs straight in on the top there. Also get some little earbuds as well, just to help them fit in your ears a bit better, and a little tie clip for clipping it onto your top. Okay, so here we have the HTC Wildfire out of its box now. You can see it's a pretty nice looking phone. It's a little bit smaller than a lot of the current smartphones available today. Just see I've got a HTC Desire here. You can see it's a good sort of ½ inch smaller than that at the top. About the same width though, not much in it, and about the same thickness as well. Also got, just to compare, a G1 as well, T-Mobile G1, and again it's quite a lot shorter at the top. It's a bit narrower than the G1, and I think about the same width as well, maybe slightly wider than the G1. As you can notice as well, the screen size is the same as the G1. It's a 3.2 inch capacitive touchscreen this time, unlike the HTC Tattoo, which was a resistive screen. So it's 3.2 inch capacitive. It's not an AMOLED screen, it's just a normal LCD screen. And unfortunately it's QVGA resolution. That's probably the worst part of the whole phone, to be honest, is the QVGA resolution of the screen. It doesn't look anywhere near as good after coming from the Desire, obviously, with its WVGA screen, so you can really tell the difference with the lower resolution. Along the bottom here, along the bottom of the screen, we've got 4 touch sensitive keys. The usual home button, menu key, back button, and also the search key. I've also got an optical joypad, same as on the Desire. With a little button around it, that sort of circular silver piece there is a button. Above the screen we've got the earpiece, and either side of the HTC logo in this black bit there's some notification LED, I think, over this side, and then a light sensor and a proximity sensor as well up there. On the side of the device here, you can see on the left side we've got the volume rocker, nice sort of chromed volume rocker there, and the micro USB port that we mentioned earlier. The right side's completely bare. And on the top we've got the 3.5mm headphone port, the power button for turning the screen on and off, or shutting the device on and off altogether, and this little nail indentation for removing the back cover. And on the bottom we've just got this little lanyard fixing. If you want to fix a little charm or a lanyard to your phone, you can do so there, and a little pinhole there for the microphone. On the back it just says here with HTC Sense, so you know it's got it. A big HTC logo, again chrome to match the volume rocker on the side there. And the device is 5-megapixel autofocus camera, so it's pretty good to see a 5-megapixel camera on a cheaper sort of lower end device like this, and an LED flash as well, so the same camera as a Desire. And next to that we've got this little hole for the loudspeaker there. Okay, so I'm just going to remove the back cover so we can see the battery and the SIM card slot. Literally I just put my fingernail in this little indentation at the top here, and you just pull the cover off. It sort of latches onto the front as well, as you can see. You can sort of slides in and sort of hooks in there. As you can see, we've got the battery is the main part of the back here. That's a 1300 milliamp hour battery, so if you sort of use it quite sparingly, you can get 2 days out of it. Maybe a bit longer if you use your phone not very much at all. We've got the 5 megapixel camera, you can see all now uncovered up here. The SIM card slot, and also a micro SD card slot on the side there. Maybe able to see micro SD. Ours doesn't come with a card, but I would imagine that probably the final units would come with maybe a 2 or 4 gigabyte card, depending on the carrier, etc. Okay, so we've now powered up the HTC Wildfire. You can see we've got the lock screen here, so if we just drag the time bar down, that'll unlock the screen for us. And this brings us onto our main home screen. As I say, the phone has HTC Sense, so we do have 7 different home screens to choose from, and we can just switch between those by simply swiping across the display to find any of them, or we can go into HTC's Leap View by pinching and then just tapping on the particular screen that we want to go to, like that. If we want to add a new widget, we can just press and hold on an empty space, then we can add either an app, shortcut, folder, or a new widget entirely. So let's just go to, say, the music one, I think. You can see we've got a choice of different widgets, this large one or a slightly smaller one. Go for a bit, press for space. Just pick the larger one though. That just sticks up straight away, a nice music widget. So this widget will actually let us play the music directly in the actual widget. We don't actually have to go into the music player, which is quite handy, and we can actually sort of search for our music from there as well and open the player completely. Going back to the main screen, if I just hit the home key, that'll take me back to the middle panel here. You can see there's this little bar at the bottom here in the middle, and as I switch screens you can see it moves to tell you whereabouts you are on your 7 panes so you don't get lost. But if you ever do get lost, just hit the home key and it'll take you straight back to the middle pane, or once you're on the middle pane you can hit it again to take you into the Leap View. Any apps that you haven't got set as shortcuts on the main display, you can just hit this menu button at the bottom corner here, and that brings up the main app menu, as you see. So all your applications are in here. Settings menu, setup, different bits and pieces like that, all can be found in this menu. And as you can see, the main bar down the bottom here has stayed as well, so that hasn't disappeared when we've gone into the menu, which is quite handy. So at any point in the menu we can just hit, say, the phone button. We can go from there and dial some calls, search our phone book and different things. Just hit the key in the bottom there. We've got call history, online directories, groups, so we can just go straight into our phone book, as you can see. It's quite nice as well, you've got all the user images, or your contact images in there, and as we saw earlier, you can have them all set in your favourites widget as well. As with previous Android devices, you can quickly change the ringtone volume just by using the volume rocker on the side, or if you keep going down it'll eventually go into silent mode or vibrate mode. So it's quite handy to change between. Also, if you listen to music or watching a video, that will change the media volume. Or you can change the volume of, say, the earpiece if you had your headphones in, or it can be used to change the volume on a call as well. That's it. So it's pretty handy, pretty easy to use. Again, if we go into the menu, you can see as well that you don't have to tap the screen. You can actually use this little controller here, the little optical D-pad, and then we can select different things by actually clicking on them. So if we just go to Flashlight, which is a new app that HTC have included, click on that with a button and you can see we get a nice flashlight opened up, which actually just uses, you're probably not going to be able to see it in the day, but it uses the LED on the back of the phone as a flashlight. We've got various different settings to make it lighter and dimmer, which is quite handy, or we can just turn it off. So back button to go back, home button to return to the home. We've got a menu button as well, which just brings up sort of a context specific menu. So in this case we can do things like change the wallpaper and change the scenes. HTC Scenes is included again, which allows you to set different widgets and a different background for different scenes. So say you could have widgets for work set for your time at work, and then you could quickly, when you get home, change scene, and it would take all the widgets away and replace them with more fun widgets and a more fun background. A bit like profiles, audio profiles, but for the visual cues of the phone. Also, we've got a search button, universal search generally. You can just quickly search all your contacts as well as the internet just by typing in from here. You can see also the Wildfire's keyboard as well. Obviously with a smaller 3.2-inch screen it's not as large as, say, the Desires, but you can still flip it on its side to bring up the landscape keyboard. Doesn't want to do it at the moment though. Just go into messaging, I can show you that. So I've just opened a new message. You can see, flip it on the side, and we've got a landscape keyboard there, slightly larger than before.